Hey everybody, we're on everyone's favorite lift, or least favorite lift, the deadlift. It happens to be my favorite, outside of squat. And there are two ways to deadlift. You either have your sumo or your conventional. And depending on what sport you're in, sumo sometimes is not allowed, and strongman, what have you. The reason being in strongman it's not considered a deadlift because it's not a back lift. It's essentially a reverse squat, where only conventional is allowed. But if you're into powerlifting, sumo is a valid deadlift. And I'm going to teach you the two different ways to do this. First one is going to be conventional. And again, based on height, foot placement is going to be a little bit different. With the conventional, you're going to come right up on the bar, and you're going to be about 2 inches away from the bar, so that when you come down, your shins just start to touch. But what you want to do is you want to keep your shoulders, your knees, and your heels in line. So if you're deadlifting and your shoulders are way out here, gravity's pulling you over. So you want to sit back, drop your shoulders and your knees and your heels on this side of the bar and pull back. And when you're coming up, you're coming back on the heel, so it should almost feel like you're going to lose your balance because you're pulling back. So the right way to do that is to pull back. So you're coming back with it and you're dragging the bar up your legs. Now when I said dragging the bar up your legs, I'm not talking about hitching, where you get stuck and you come under the bar and drag it up. But it's a slide up the leg to keep contact with the leg, keep the bar back so that you're not fighting against gravity. Now something that I found, because of my height, is I have a tendency to make it two separate movements because I get my knees in the way. And a friend of mine, Mike Artinian, told me something to do to change that, and Matt Wenning does this as well, is to put your heels in and your toes out. And that allows you to flare your knees out so that they're not getting in the way of the bar on the way up. And it also forces you to activate your glutes, which brings your hips through. Now that makes a huge difference, and it made a huge difference for my deadlift. So if you're a little bit taller and you're noticing that you're cranking the bar into your knees and fighting against gravity because you're pulling it out around your knees and then trying to pull it back towards your body, try bringing your toes out and your heels in. Everything else stays the same. Now, as far as sumo is concerned, sumo again, foot placement is going to be really up to the lifter and the size of the lifter, how tall you are, how flexible you are, and how strong your hips and your groin is. Now for me, I come all the way out, tell them about, my toes are about 2 inches from the plate. And just like squat, shins are parallel, butt is back. So that when you're coming down to the bar, it looks like a reverse squat, which is essentially what a sumo deadlift is. And when you're pulling a sumo deadlift, you're not pulling with your back and then standing up. You're dropping to the bar, opening your hips, and pushing your ass and your groin forward so that you're literally doing a reverse squat. It shouldn't be a back lift. You're squatting the weight up and just holding on to it. So when you get set, you flare, pull your hips in towards the bar, and stand up. And that's the best way to do a sumo deadlift.